Sunday morning. Most of the city is slowly waking up, and church services are underway. But on Paris Avenue, a very different scene is taking place. Two students working at a local gas station have just been shot and are in critical condition. Unknowingly, a local resident is the first on the scene.
When I drove up, the filling station looked closed. There was no one behind the glass. And then one of the young men who had been shot had the strength to stand up. And he stood up behind the glass and waved at me.
Martha barely missed being caught in the crossfire. Just moments before, two men with shotguns demanded the cash box. The students handed it over, but were shot anyway.
I didn't know what that was on the floor. I only found out later that part of his liver had been shot out of his body. And then to hear someone saying in that condition that his life is leaving his body, it was a very profound, it was a very intense experience.
Within minutes, paramedics and police are on the scene and race the two students to Charity Hospital. Police attention then turns quickly to gathering evidence. The priority is the investigation. Unfortunately, hazards of the scene can be overlooked.
Blood is an extremely good vector to carry viruses. Viruses are not like bacteria. Bacteria don't do well outside the body. They don't do well at all. But viruses do very well outside the body. It always annoyed me to see all of the people who were there on the crime scene, some of whom were walking in the blood, taking it and carrying it to other areas, like their cars. This is a public health problem, and we have to address it, because these viruses are now walking out of these scenes.
Tommy hears about the gas station shooting on the police scanner. He arrives on the scene at the same time as the TV crews and waits for the right moment to approach the owner of the station.
We're very discreet. We try not to give off the image of being an ambulance chaser, because we're not. We're basically trying to educate the public, let them know the need of our service before they even realize there is a need. Because while the police department, our coroner's offices are here, they're under the impression that they're going to take care of it. And it's when they start seeing them drive off and they go, wow, you know, wait, you're leaving the stuff behind. And they're going, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. You know, that's not our job. And then the next question is, well, you know, who do you call?
The owner doesn't want to spend any money on this. He's asked one of the victim's friends to mop it up.
Yeah, I'm with the cleanup company. He's letting me go in there.
But Tommy's persistent. He explains the need for proper remediation. A convenience store is no place to cut corners. Kids come here to buy candy. The owner agrees only after Tommy gives him a bargain rate. But less money means Tommy will have to do the job alone. Tommy's first concern must be his own safety. This means wearing a non-porous work suit while the temperature inside the store hovers around 90. Though already starting to dry, the blood is still hazardous. In a process called scabbing, the outer surface forms a hard shell. Inside, the blood remains a living, viable host for pathogens.
If it's a blood factor that is, say, HIV or hepatitis infected, those pathogens as well are being encapsulated, and the situation that, once again, when we're handling it, we have to take all these things into consideration.
Tommy's main concern is not to spread contaminants to food items, so he works with the blood dry for as long as possible. This HEPAVAC lifts most of the dried particles. The next step is diluting the blood with a powerful antimicrobial agent. Police, when leaving a scene, recommend regular household bleach. For Tommy, the choice of agent depends on the job.
1 to 10 ratio of bleach to water will kill the AIDS virus and hepatitis, but it's also very corrosive. Not only that, bleach is neutralized the minute it comes in contact with dirt, so it's a repetitive process that you have to take. These are all products that are going to be served to children, and I want to make sure that they're not contaminated.
Late afternoon. While Tommy's attention turns to detail, word is back from the hospital. Though in critical care, the 2 employees are incredibly lucky. The young man shot in the face miraculously had the bullet skim his skull. As for the other student who lost part of his liver, this is an organ that can partially regenerate itself. The job finished, Tommy feels there was one person who avoided being victimized. The friend who was supposed to clean up was spared physical as well as emotional risks.